Hey guys, it's Casey from CutThatOut.com. As I promised over on our Facebook page, I'm here to dish with you about making faux leather earrings. I'm going to teach you what I learned along the way, what worked well, what didn't, and hopefully give you some creative inspiration as we go. So let's take a look at what I made. Here's one of my earrings. I used faux leather with a monogram, and then I wanted reversible earrings, so I actually used that same heat transfer vinyl on the back. Pretty. All right, and I made another version using, that was holographic heat transfer vinyl. Same leather here. I used glitter heat transfer vinyl with this earring. All right, so let's talk about designs first. That monogram that you see is our Elegant Scroll monogram font. You can purchase it either on our website or our Etsy shop. For the shape of the earring, I used the coordinating Elegant Scroll font frames. And I used this frame here. I just took apart the design, I ungrouped it in my software, and used only that inner portion. All right, supplies. What did I use? I used Cricut leather sheets. I got these from Amazon in a variety pack. I chose the neutral colors, but they also have another variety pack that has some more colorful sheets in it. The back of this is a little bit on the fuzzy side, not overly so, but it's a little bit feltish and fuzzy, so I wanted to finish off the back. A lot of people will cut 2 layers of this and then just use them back to back with some adhesive of some type. I wanted reversible, so that's why I chose to try out putting heat transfer vinyl on the back of my earrings. All right. Hooks. I picked up a packet of earring hooks at Michael's. This is the Bead Landing brand. This happens to have 60 pieces in it. Just a standard fish hook style earring hook. These are nickel free. Sometimes folks have allergies to different metals, so just keep that in mind. And one thing I did learn about the hook, since I wanted my earrings to be reversible, I would probably not choose this exact style of hook next time for reversible earrings. You can see, if I can get this to focus, there's a ball and coil detail there, and that's pretty. It's nice and decorative, but you need some pliers to pop open this hook to get your earring on, unless you've got really strong fingers and fingernails. You'll probably need a pair of pliers. So that's not ideal for reversing your earring from front to back so that you can wear it on the other side. So I would suggest looking for a different type of hook. This is just a picture with a bunch of different varieties here, but you can see a few of these have a hook that opens to the front. This one, for instance, the one right here below it, the one right above it, those 3 in particular look like they would probably work better for earrings that need to be reversible. You don't have this coil and ball detail in your way, for one thing, and these are just a little easier to get to if you need to pull that open and pop your earring on. Okay, so keep that in mind if you want to make reversible earrings. All right, so let's talk about cut settings and what worked well and what didn't. I took a cue from my friend Melissa over at silhouetteschoolblog.com for a couple things. First of all, she has some great tips in this blog post about how to cut tiny designs, and she actually used our Elegant Scroll monogram font. Now, her blog post does reference cutting adhesive vinyl, but these tips are still going to be helpful for you if you're cutting heat transfer vinyl at a really teeny tiny size. So I'll link that for you, but just keep this blog post in mind. It's got great tips. The other thing that I looked to her for was a good guidance for a starting point for my cut settings. This leather cut beautifully. I started out with the cut settings that she recommended in another blog post, and then I just adjusted from there based on how my machine was cutting. So let me give you those real quickly. She recommends a blade of 10, and this is a Silhouette Cameo with Silhouette Studio software that we're talking about at the moment. A blade of 10, a speed of 1, a cut force of 22, and then a double pass. So it's 10, 1, 22 with a double pass. Now what I found was that with my machine, I could actually back off of those cut settings just a little bit. The leather cut beautifully, but it did just barely kiss the top layer of my cut mat. So I actually backed off a little bit when I cut the second pair. Don't forget to add yourself a tiny little hole at the top so that you'll have something for your hook to attach to. All right, another tip that I learned is when it comes to pressing the layers together. Now again, I used heat transfer vinyl for the back. So I pressed these two layers together. A good tip for you is to take some leftover heat transfer vinyl cover sheet and use that to sandwich and stick together these two layers so that they don't shift while you're trying to press them. The stickiness of that cover sheet will help you keep these aligned, and you'll get a nice, clean alignment of your earring. The other thing I learned, and I'm going to tell on myself here and hopefully save you guys some trouble, when it came time to press the letter, you'll see that I pressed it with the cover sheet attached and I got a line on the top of my leather. So if at all possible, when you're attaching your monogram or anything else to leather, make sure that that heat transfer vinyl cover sheet covers the entire surface so that you don't get the little edge mark like I did. Okay? Live and learn. I might be able to go and press this again and sort of smooth that out a little bit, but hopefully I'll save you from making the same mistake that I did. All right, and I will also tell you that this holographic heat transfer vinyl is just easier, or at least in my experience with these earrings, it was easier to cut and weed at that tiny little size that I made. The glitter heat transfer vinyl gave me more problems. This wound up being easier for me. My earrings are really small. I like dainty little jewelry, so I made these a little bit on the small side. At their widest point, they measure somewhere around 1 1/4 inches. So as you can imagine, the letter is really tiny. It's starting to get really, really small. So go bigger if you can. That's just going to make it easier if you want to do something intricate like this. And I would give it a try. Try the holographic heat transfer vinyl if you like it, because I just got better results with it at that tiny size. All right, guys, I think that covers everything that I wanted to share with you. If you make something with our Cut That Out designs, we would love to see it. I hope you learned something. I hope you got a little creative inspiration. Until next time, keep cutting.